Tony McGill finally speaks out about the chemistry between his wife, Caitiriona Balfe, and Sam Heugh. Silent days. Tony McGill, a simple man, in real life he is not a celebrity, but because he is the husband of TV star Caitiriona Balfe, he cannot avoid curious eyes and rumors. One autumn evening, when the street lights were just flashing and the weather was starting to get chilly, Caitiriona walked into the living room with a radiant look. He smiled and greeted her, put the warm coffee on the table and asked his wife, "How was your filming today?" She smiled slightly, replied that everything went smoothly, except for the difficult scene between Claire and Jamie, played by Sam Heugh, which made her feel a very special connection in every gesture, look and line. Tony tilted his head slightly, holding his wife's eyes for a long time. He was not jealous, because he understood that professional acting sometimes makes emotions so real that the person involved has to tell himself that it is just a job. But he still felt the subtle vibrations in the other, like a light electric current passing through the air between two colleagues on set. Day after day, he witnessed information from the media, from fans, from social networks. Everyone kept mentioning the great chemistry between Caitiriona and Sam. From online exchanges to press interviews, everyone said that the chemistry between Claire and Jamie was unique. And sometimes he wondered, do you realize that it's not just acting? But he was a patient husband. He believed in professionalism, believed in the sincere love that his wife had for her family, and knew how to control his emotions so that they wouldn't go beyond the boundaries. So, despite all the speculation, he remained silent. Public opinion rose. Over time, the wave of gossip became stronger. Fans created hashtags, wrote articles analyzing the feelings through the eyes, through the body language of Claire, Jamie. Everything went beyond the small screen, spreading to Caitiriona and Sam's private life. At home, Tony felt more pressure. His wife was busy filming, rarely mentioning the chemistry with her co-stars, but the media kept digging. Were there any other colleagues who had the same chemistry? Was there any romance behind the scenes? Tony started to hear questions from acquaintances. Aren't you worried that you and Sam are too close? When will you speak up? Sometimes he felt tired, but he still gently replied, I know your job, I trust you, it's all just acting. However, the internet was still endless. Behind-the-scenes photos, vlogs sharing lovely moments between the two, making netizens secretly hope. Every time he saw such an image spread, Tony's heart seemed to skip a beat, but he remained calm. Unexpected meeting. One day, the film crew invited the whole family of Tony, Caitiriona, Sam to a small party at the studio to thank the crew. The atmosphere was cozy, the cakes, the soft lights reflected the laughter. Caitiriona held Sam's hand and chatted with her colleagues. They laughed and joked, exchanging excited glances. Tony stood beside them, glancing over. They chatted happily, sometimes laughing out loud, sometimes bowing their heads to chat privately. But he felt nothing beyond the level of professionalism. When he heard Sam ask his wife about the children, asking, has the older child learned to talk yet? Asking, are the two little ones as cheerful as their mother? He felt sincerity, not the kind of acting to please the audience. Sam really cared, in a normal way. Tony stepped between the two and said, thank you Sam, the whole crew, for giving us a wonderful evening. Politely, friendly. Sam replied, nothing, Tony, everyone loves her. Caitiriona is the sweetest colleague I've ever worked with. Not just on screen. At that moment, Tony looked at Sam again. He saw respect, not excessive. And he, too, felt comfortable. Tony spoke up. After the party, articles posted pictures, comments from netizens were bustling. But he knew, he himself should be the one to make it clear. One Sunday morning, Tony sat working in the living room, writing a short paragraph to post on his personal page. Content. Recently, many people have sent me messages asking about the too good to be true chemistry between my wife and Sam Heugh. I would like to say, in real life, I know everything. My wife loves her family. Her co-star, Sam, is very professional, very respectful, very funny. They have good chemistry on screen because they are good at what they do, not because of their personal lives. I am happy that fans love that chemistry, but please respect that behind the scenes, everyone still maintains clear boundaries. I respect you, Caitiriona. I appreciate Sam. Please keep believing in love, in professionalism and respect for privacy. The line immediately caused a small storm. Netizens praised Tony for being sophisticated, mature, and loved Caitiriona even more for having such a husband. Foreign TV forums reported the news, quoting Tony as the eternal wall of protection for behind-the-scenes secrets, and the man behind the famous woman is an indispensable highlight. Comments: Wow, Tony is so civilized and profound. He spoke for the feelings of many fans. We love chemistry but also completely respect private life. That also made Tony feel relieved. He understood that speaking out once, being transparent once, would help all three of them avoid unnecessary suspicions in the long run. Friendship and respect. After posting, Tony received a message from Sam. Thank you, Tony. It's Sam. I also appreciate your family and the respect you have for my wife. I hope we can continue to work happily and professionally like this. He read the message, smiled. Finally, he replied, Thank you too, Sam. We are good partners, good friends, and I'm glad you respect us too. From then on, there were no more awkward silences or averted eyes during the backstage sessions. Tony and Sam could chat naturally, even playing table tennis together during breaks. Caitiriona was happy and comfortable with this, although she always kept her career and family separate. A special scene. Later, in a crucial scene, Claire had to save Jamie from a hopeless situation. Both she and Sam acted very well. As the crew applauded, Tony stood behind the camera, filming behind-the-scenes footage. He saw Caitiriona burst into tears, and Sam quickly hugged her and wiped her tears. The crew also patted her on the shoulder, comforting her. Tony knew this was not a fragile sentiment, but a deep immersion in the role. That emotion was for the character, for the story. He posted the video on Instagram with the caption, When both of us put our hearts into the role, these tears are not for our personal lives, but for our characters. I am proud of my wife and my colleagues, because they love their job so much. The video attracted many views and many comments. People shared about how artists put their heart into their roles, even though they may not have a real life, it is just acting. Many people said they were touched by the way Tony used a small clip to explain everything.